course, of course. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah. In what ways has Dom DeLuca made other guys better on the defense, and what have you seen from him over this whole year, and how he's dealt with some adversity as well?
I mean, just his consistency day in and day out, just in terms of who we are as a defense, in terms of our resilience and our effort, Dom exemplifies all of that. Day in and day out, he's the same person every single day. He's the first person to the rock. He's the first person in the building, last one to leave. He's, I mean, he's a Penn Stater, truly, from his core outwardly. I mean, and just his development as a leader, as a player, has truly been tremendous. I mean, if you just look at his path to get here, I mean, he's a Penn State recruited kid. He gets injured his senior year. He and then he gets here. He isn't on scholarship, and then he just proves himself day in and day out. And then he earns a scholarship, and now he's just a productive leader and mentor for the young guys. He's done a tremendous job in his work ethic and how he's pretty much chosen to be um, just a leader, day in and day out. And I think he's doing a tremendous job. You guys see it in this play, his attention to detail, especially in this last week with the two picks. I mean, he had a batted pass to himself for another pick. Like that's just a tremendous play by him. And it's transition from practice to the game. So it's just a pleasure seeing him grow and develop and seeing how he's been able to capitalize on the time that he's given.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll go to John Petishnak.
Yeah, you got it, Scott. Thanks. Dvon, just looking back briefly, you and Abdul took a lap, or you walked off the Beaver Stadium field after the SMU game, long after everybody had gone. If you're willing to share, what were you thinking, feeling, experience in that moment walking off the field?
To be truthful, I was just thinking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how I appreciate it all. You know, there's not many people that get to say that they've come into a situation. They've grown with a program to the point where now you're doing things that the program has never seen before. Um, but it's just been so many ups and downs in this. But I mean, that's with any college career. But those are the things that was kind of running through my mind. Just also getting another opportunity to play another 64, 65 plays on average. Um, those are the things that was kind of running through my mind the entire time. And then I was just embracing it, being appreciative for the time that I had. I mean, you look at the league, I mean, in the league, you play with what, 60, 70,000 people watching. In Beaver Stadium, the average is 100K with 70K for a spring game. So, I'm just took that lap, looked around, and just appreciated every moment that I had in that stadium one last time.
Thank you. We'll go with Audrey from The Athletic.
Hey, Dvon, appreciate your time. I wanted to ask about Ashton Jeanty, and obviously so much of their offense goes through him. What are kind of some of the challenges that you've seen from him on film, and what, if anything, maybe excites you about playing against a guy like that?
I mean, first and foremost, I mean it's the Heisman runner-up, and I consider myself to be a run stopper. So to go against the Heisman runner-up, who's also the best running back in the country, that's a treat for anybody who considers himself a competitor at my position and what we do in terms of stopping the run. And just in terms of who Jeanty is as a player from what we've seen on film, I mean, he's a very explosive player. Uh, I mean, the biggest challenge is pretty much just making sure we tackle him. His yards after the carry is like 1,009, or after contact is 1,944 yards or something like that. Um, so that poses the biggest challenge. I mean, you see it on film. Um, it's just finishing tackles. That's the biggest thing, and that's what we harp on.
Thanks, Audrey. We'll go to Daniel Gallen.
Did I answer that question? I don't know if I answered that fully, but yeah,
Yeah, you're
no.
good. Yep,
Oh, okay, cool.
appreciate it.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Thanks, Devon. Beyond Genti, What has stood out about this Boise State offense, including what their quarterback's able to do, some of the wide receivers? How do you see all of it fitting together and challenging you guys?
A lot of it is centered around Genty. Um, and I think they play well off of that. I think that they understand that defense's game plan for Genty. I mean, you have to. He's number one running back in the country, and I think they use that to their advantage, just in terms of spreading the ball around, taking giving different looks in different directions and sending it the opposite direction to Genty, doing things of that nature, tricking your eyes. I mean, in terms of their run pass schemes, it's not anything that we haven't seen before. But I think they just do an incredible job of scheming up defenses um, around Genty and utilizing, the skills that they have at wide receiver, at QB.
Thank you. We'll go to Joe Smelter.
Hey, Dvon, appreciate the time. So we had Coach Allen on earlier. He said he felt Keziah Izzard played his best game of the season against SMU, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. As a veteran guy who might not get the attention that other guys on the defensive line do because it's such a talented room, what have you seen from him this season, and how would you say that he has stepped up, particularly over the past month since Hakeem Beamon and Alonzo Ford are no longer available?
I mean, when you look at it and you look at it critically, we're in a three defensive tackle rotation. So, I mean, for the most part, with a younger guy coming in every once in a while, but for the most part, it's a three defensive tackle rotation. And Keziah has done a tremendous job of stepping up with the reps that he's getting. Um, and just making the most of it. I mean, he had what, 5 or 6 tackles on Saturday. He did a tremendous job of climbing up field, playing to his strengths. Because I is an incredible player. He's strong as an ox, and very quick off the rock. And I think that you guys seen that this past weekend. Um, and I think he's just doing a tremendous job. He's kind of stepped into that role, having more reps, helping with the younger guys just a little bit more, and really just embracing the moment. Cole has had many years in the past where he's stepped up as a player. I mean, you've seen it in 2021, 2022. He stepped up and had some incredible years, and I think this is no different. He's stepping up into his role, and making the most of it. Making a lot of plays and doing it well.
Dvon, thank you for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. And have a great rest of the day. And we'll see you out here in Arizona tomorrow.